NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Damon's. The grill is on.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime Full House here in Los Angeles as we get you caught up on action around the NFL.
Let's have some fun. Jake the Snake Plummer down the left sideline. David Boston, 52-yard completion, led Arizona touchdown. 14-7, Philly. McNabb, huge first half. Hooks up. James Thrash down the middle. Look at that catch. Woo, nice one. Real good.
What kind of route was that?
That's a touchdown route. That's what it was. 21-7. Eagles over the Cardinals at the half.
All right.
Jim Fossil talking to Kerry Collins said, now look, we're not doing real good right now. We're struggling a little bit. We don't need to lose 4 in a row. Collins says, not a problem. Let's just shake them up a little bit. This pass intended for Dan Campbell. Ball is tipped. Dexter Coakley takes it 29-yard touchdown. 17-0 Cowboys. Then covering the block punt. Then you see Collins connects with Hilliard. 9-yard touchdown. And it's 24-all. Ron Dane then fumbles on the 2-yard line. Going to overtime, and then Morton Anderson nails his 42-yarder. There it is, sports fans, as the Giants take care of the visiting Cowboys. There it is, 27-24.
Giants improved to 4-4. Washington and Seattle. Guess what? Washington's ahead. I'm with Chris. I'm still on that bandwagon.
I don't know. Still. Jeff Garcia.
You're with Chris?
Jeff Garcia back trying to hit Terrell Owens, but Robert Bailey intercepts it. Watch the run. Takes it up the middle, bounces to the outside. 74-yard interception return for a touchdown. Lions are up 7-0. My Porsche thing not looking very good, but Jeff Garcia rolls right, delayed screen back to Johnson. 4-yard touchdown. Lions 10-7 over the 49ers at the half.
Can you believe you use the word a marquee matchup right here between the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears? Courtney Brown coming back to play his first game, picks up a fumble, takes it 25 yards to pay dirt. Chiefs on top of my Chargers. 16-0.
One sack. Coaches sorting out the old game plan. Brad Johnson said, here's your game plan. All out blitz. Flat, wide flare. This one, Mike Allstock picks off, outruns the safety, 19-yard score. It's 17-7, Tampa Bay. Finally, out of the eye, Almon Green out of Nebraska. Chris Collins will sit on the pregame show. Get in the eye and let this man rumble. This one for 63 yards, 17-14, Tampa Bay. And then Allen Robinson takes his punt, Howie. Up, middle, right, left, whoop, face mask. Don't worry about that, too much speed. He takes it all the way up, 55-yard touchdown, 21-20. Pack now takes care of the Buccaneers. 13, we got 12 times in a row, 12 times in a row.
Speaking of numbers, the Panthers have now lost 7 straight. This one today to the Dolphins. Falcons with Michael Vick at the helm, trailing by 14.
All right, who's at the helm at this? Fake up the middle, fake to the left, keep it to the left. That's Peyton Manning. Great play action, 33-yard scamper. Does a great job. And you know what? The Colts are back, looking impressive. Offense is rolling, defense is tucked in. Johnson not much there, 30-14, your final. Randall Cunningham, all he does is win. I love this guy. Brian Billick in his headphone, telling him what to do. Not a bad deal. Down the middle, Shannon Sharp, 13-yard touchdown. It's 7-3. Then Cordell Stewart to Plaxico Burrow. I think that's how you say that. 21-yard touchdown, 10-7, and then Chris Brown said, you know what? I wish I had not even gotten out of bed. Former Cornhusker misses 4 field goals, 1 for 5. 10-13, Ravens win. Mark Brunell, play action, roll left, fired. Kyle Brady back in the end zone. Nice job. Linebacker can't stay with him. 14-7 Jacksonville. And then Frank Moreau takes the handoff, takes it from 4 yards out, 24-21. And it's McNair on the sneak. Get it in. There you are, youngin. 28-24, Tennessee. Boy, did they need this football game. Back to 3-4, final 28-24.
And just in case I gave the impression that that Atlanta game was one continuing, that was indeed a final New England over Atlanta. Indeed.
It was over
Chris!
About 2 hours ago.
The Lions defense is finally playing up the way they thought they might play all season long. They've really been struggling the last few weeks. Have to wonder, though, Jeff Garcia's knee is just not 100% right now.
Young McMahon in for Charlie Batch in relief, showing some athleticism. I think it's probably to take a good look to figure out what they're going to do in the future, whether they're going to need to draft a quarterback next year or not. A little early to pull in your tent, but that's what they're looking at.
What's the score between Cleveland and Chicago?
I have no clue.
Oh, okay. All tied right now. Just saying, no, that's
I have no clue. I'm very sick right now.
Visa halftime will continue while we doctor
49ers, let's jack it up, baby. I'm hurting.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. Last night, Arizona stayed alive by crushing the champs. Now, Schilling and the Diamondbacks face Clemens and the Yankees as one of the greatest fall classics ever comes down to one night. Game 7 of the World Series, tonight, only on Fox.
This is Steve Mariucci.
Hi, Sam.
He is head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. And like many of his players, Coach Mariucci supports the United Way.
What's Japanese for a 17-syllable poem?
Haiku.
Steve is smart.
What elementary particle?
Electron.
Very smart.
What boy band burst on the scene in 1999?
In sync.
In sync.
Tearing up my heart.
Nice work, Steve.
No?
The score here in San Francisco at halftime, Detroit 10, San Francisco 7. And Tim Ryan caught up with Marty Morningweg on the way out at halftime. Tim.
Thanks, guys. Marty, why the quarterback changed so early?
Well, no, that was planned. It wasn't a change. Charlie is the quarterback for this football team. It is time to get the rookie, Mike McMahon, some series when the game is still on the line. And as you saw, Charlie's going back out. Charlie will start the second half.
We'll see as the start of the second half will come after these messages from your local Fox station. 10-7 Detroit here at halftime.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Beautiful day here in the Bay Area. It's halftime. Detroit up 10-7. Ray Bentley along with Jeff Lageman. And Jeff, the 49ers kind of did an impression of the Detroit Lions with some of the mistakes that they made here in the first half.
Yeah, they did. And I think a big reason for that is they haven't been able to make calls that Jeff Garcia is real comfortable with, and that's getting him out of the pocket. He's been back in the pocket like a drop-back quarterback, and he's been under pressure all day long, and he made a big mistake there with a bad throw to Bailey, which he returned for a touchdown. And the block kick as well by rookie defensive tackle Sean Rogers. So it's kind of been a little role reversal here, and something that a lot of people would expect it out of the Lions has happened to the 49ers today.
Although that last drive of the half for the 49ers, Jeff Garcia heated up with 6 of 6, led him down to the score, and it's 10-7. And the Lions kick it off, a low bouncer from Hansen, gets to Sutherland. Sutherland gets it outside and works his way up to the 34-yard line. Not bad starting spot for the 49ers. Here's what the Lions offense looked like in the first half.
And they really haven't done anything. Charlie Batch has been under a little bit of a pressure. But, you know, I think the big reason for this offense in the second half to where they got a little bit of success, I think Mike McMahon provided them with a little bit of spark. He was the only quarterback that led them to any offensive points in which they ended up getting a field goal out of it.
See the halftime numbers, and really they reflect a pretty close ball game. Detroit, again, no turnovers, and they have 7 points off of the 49er turnover. Garrison Hurst tries to bend it outside, and he gets up to the 40-yard line, give him 6 on the play. Now here's the 49er offense in that last drive when they turned it up a notch.
And J.J. Stokes' matchup against Todd Light was a big part of that, in which it set up the touchdown throw and the little delayed tight end screen to Eric Johnson. Jeff Garcia has definitely picked up in the end of the first half.
Terry Fair for the Lions stayed down at the end of that play. He's up now. He seems to be moving all right.
And an interesting thing, if Terry Fair cannot play in this ball game, Bryant Westbrook has been in this ball game, or slated to play in this ball game, coming back from a ruptured Achilles from last year. So the question is, are they going to go ahead and put Bryant Westbrook in that situation? As you can see, he got caught up under the pile of Garrison Hurst and a whole bunch, as you say, Ray, friendly fire.
And Westbrook stays on the sidelines. Detroit brings in number 27, Jimmy Wyrick, to play the corner spot while Fair shakes it off.
And Marty Morningweg said, we asked him about Bryant Westbrook, and he said, yes, he will play, but, you know, we really don't want to put him in a situation where we're going to have to depend on him play after play. He said, we're definitely going to try and keep him off Terrell Owens. He said this has been a long rehab, a long process, and we want to bring him back slowly because Bryant Westbrook is one heck of a football player.
Or his Achilles about this time last year. 2nd and 4 for the 49ers. Garcia, play action. The ball gets knocked out of his hand. He picks it back up. And he throws it out of bounds. A wise play by Garcia, avoiding a loss. It was Porsche with the sack and the forced fumble, and Garcia kept it alive.
Robert Porsche has been absolutely fantastic in this ball game. He's been in the pocket just about all day. He has given Scott Gregg all he can handle. Steve Mariucci needs to start considering giving Scott Gregg a little bit of help because it's obvious that Scott Gregg cannot handle him by himself.
And on the play, there was some discussion by the officials, but it's still a quarterback. If he recovers a fumble like that, he's still eligible to throw the forward pass, which Garcia did out of the pocket, got it near the line of scrimmage, so it's no intentional grounding, and the 49ers live to fight this down, a 3rd and 5, and it's very close to a first down by Eric Johnson, the tight end, who is having a heck of a day. 4th catch on the day for Johnson.
And a smart play by Eric Johnson just in the way he ran his route. He ended up not being able to turn his shoulders upfield to make any yards after the catch. Got hit right when he caught the ball and ran his route right at the first down stripe, enabling him to get the first down.
And indeed he did. Eric Johnson having a heck of a day at the tight end spot for the 49ers. He's the leading receiver in the ball game with 4 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown. Hurst motions out of the backfield. Garcia flips it forward to Beasley, and he'll cross midfield. A nifty 7-yard pickup on that play. And Garcia is one thing, watching him over the last few years, he has really become comfortable.
Yes, he has. And you know, the one thing we were talking to Kurt Schultz about, what are you going to do with Garcia? And he said, well, we're probably going to have a spy on him. And I think in that particular situation, Sean Rogers was the controlled rusher, having the ability to come off one way or the other. They still, even though Jeff Garcia has a nicked up knee, they still respect his scrambling ability.
Rogers is a big spy at 331. Hurst. And he runs into Claiborne, nowhere to go there.
And the amazing thing about Sean Rogers, he was a 2nd-round pick. There were a lot of guys picked ahead of him, Gerard, Warren, all the guys. But this is him matched up against 2 guys that are respected around the league. And all he does is make plays against run. We talked to him about what he does best, and he says, hey, I'm a good run stuffer right now. I need to work on my pass rush skills, and Charles Haley will be the guy to help me do that.
Rogers is the leading tackler of all NFL defensive linemen. 3rd and short. No Rogers this time. Hurst picks up the first down. 49ers putting together a nice drive.
The thing to remember, when you're a rookie, you've got to keep your shoulder square, and he's matched up against Ray Brown, and he's burrowing in, and the ball comes up. Now, he takes care of his gap, but if you're going to take that next step even in stopping the run, you've got to be able to come off and make plays in gaps that are not your responsibility.
See Hurst on the day, 10 for 34. Harrison Hurst stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Scroggins in there along with Claiborne.
And Claiborne, he is a big linebacker. I was talking to Ray Brown before the game, and he looked over and he says, is that Claiborne? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, my God, he's huge. I said, well, Ray, I said, you got to remember, Claiborne's about 255 pounds. Heck, he's as big as the defensive end for the 49ers, Andre Carter.
Claiborne switched to the middle spot, and Stephen Boyd was knocked out with a back injury, and he stepped in there and done a great job. Quick slant, incomplete. Garcia trying to hit Ty Streets. Thought he had something. Didn't get it in there.
Jeff Garcia would like to have that one back. There was a lot of cushion on him. Look, take a look at this. Look at all that open area. He wanted to get the ball to Streets as soon as he could, but ended up getting it low. He had the alley to deliver the ball, but the ball was just low.
Ninth play of the drive for the Niners. Started at their own 34. Garcia dumps it on the screen to Hurst. Garrison Hurst hurdles the pile and gets the first down. Down to the 30, a gain of 11. Garrison Hurst looks like he did a couple of years ago.
The block by Dave Fiore, the right guard, was what enabled Garrison Hurst to get that initial escape. Watch the block right there. Great block on Ron Rice. Gave him just enough of a crease to get his shoulders turned up and get the first down.
And then Hurst just hopped right over him. Garrison Hurst comes out of the game limping. Barlow in to replace him. Garcia goes it down for Terrell Owens. Touchdown 49ers. No flags on the play.
How does Terrell Owens make this play? Pure speed right down the seam. And Jeff Garcia delivers a fantastic ball. The coverage initially was by Todd Light, and Terry Fair tries to come over late and help. But Terrell Owens' speed, he just got so much separation initially from Todd Light, it was too late for Terry Fair to even help.
And the extra point from Cortez is good, and the 49ers, a lightning strike shot from Garcia to Owens, and they take the lead 14-10.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by 1010-220. Dialing and all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents.
So the 49ers scored going in at half, come out here in the third quarter and score again, and under the blanket there, Terrell Owens. He's hot. He's trying to stay that way.
And after this week, no surprise that not a whole lot of people over there congratulating him. A lot of the players and coaches weren't very excited about the things that had come out of Terrell's mouth. But, you know, the one thing that all of them said about Terrell is that he's a fantastic player, and you never have to worry about him on game day because he comes to play.
He wants to win, no doubt about that. And the kickoff is a line shot taken by Howard at the 4. Here goes Desmond Howard. Boy, one step away was Howard, a 34-yard return. Let's take a look at that touchdown pass from Garcia to Owens.
This is Terrell Owens coming across the formation. He's going to end up right in here, and Todd Light follows him across the formation, but I want you to watch how late Todd Light turns his hips to get upfield. You've got to turn and run faster than that. Terrell Owens has way too much speed. Right there, his hips are turned, but by the time he gets going up the field, Terrell Owens is already by him.
Light didn't come on soon enough.
I mean, when you're talking a guy like Terrell Owens with his speed, you've got to be aware of that, and you've got to turn your hips sooner against him than you would most other guys.
The Garcia and Owens right up there at the top since last season. And one note to bring to you, Garrison Hurst of the 49ers. We saw him limp off previously. He's out with a bruised left knee. His return is probable. So the Detroit Lions with Charlie Batch in at quarterback. Attempt to come back out and respond. The Lions trying to get ready, and here is George Stewart down here now. He's got some company. Terrell Owens has some company, and you know, I don't know that it's that big a deal that he's sitting there alone. It's just the things were said, things are done, but it's you know, there's a game going on. There's a lot of time left to be playing. There's no time to be celebrating.
Yeah, but at the same time, all your offensive teammates are on the sideline, and I'm accustomed to seeing a lot of guys coming by, walking by casually saying, hey, great job, but you don't see that.
Johnny Morton, when we talked to him, he said he wanted to have a little personal game inside the game against Terrell Owens, and right now Owens is winning that match. Early start. Bryant Young was across the line. We'll see if he was drawn across.
And we have not heard a lot from Bryant Young today. That means one thing, that Brendan Stuy's doing a good job.
San Francisco, number 97, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
You know, Young is so quick off the ball, and he says, you know, sometimes he just gets a feel, he gets a rhythm, and he'll take a chance. And he forced a turnover that led to the Julian Peterson touchdown last week against Chicago, and he took his shot there. He was just a little off.
Yeah, but have we called Bryant Young's name today?
Early on, I believe he had half the sack. That was it. 1st and 5 backs. He has to pull it down. Engelberger. Jan Engelberger makes the play. No gain. Give Engelberger a sack. And Reuben Drones is limping on the field.
Engelberger's a left end matched up against new starting right tackle Matt Joyce. Now the whole reason this happens, though, is the play of Bryant Young. Bryant Young did a good job of getting a little bit of penetration, and Dana Stubblefield, along with John Engelberger, do a nice job of cleaning it up.
The Reuben Drones. The Lions are already beat up at that running back position with James Stewart out and Lamont Warren with bruised ribs, but Warren checks in. And here goes Lamont Warren, and there's nowhere for Warren to go. And we'll go down to the sidelines with an update. Here's Tim Ryan.
Thanks, Ray. The report down here is this. A couple of guys injured on the sidelines for San Francisco. Garrison Hurst, bruised left knee, return probable. Derek Deese, hyperextended right elbow, should also be back in the football game, guys.
Thank you, Tim. 3rd down for the Detroit Lions. They're 2 of 6 on conversions for the day. '49ers blitz. Bass with time. Throws it outside. Complete to Johnny Morton. 1st down, Lions.
We talked earlier in the game about one-on-one opportunities. When you blitz, you've got to get there. Take a look at the job that the Detroit Lions do in the middle with Sty, Beverly, as well as Tony Semple. They just wall off all the 49er defenders, allowing Johnny Morton to get a little bit of separation against Jason Webster. Good route by Johnny Morton.
2nd catch of the day for Morton. 1st and 10. The Niners blitz again, and Schlesinger runs right into the face of that blitz, and he's stopped. No gain. That last catch by Johnny Morton gives him 429 in his career. It moves him up into 2nd all-time, trailing Herman Moore.
And a pleasure to talk to. Johnny Morton's a great guy.
Class guy, no doubt about it. Big smile on his face. Just glad to see you.
He's the kind of guy that Matt Millen and Marty Morning would want to have on this team because they're so upbeat and positive.
Second down and 10. Bass dumps it off, incomplete. Schlesinger can't hold on to it. Right now, let's go to Los Angeles. Here's JB.
Ray and Jeff, sports fans won't want to miss this. Matt Williams, 2 doubles in last night's victory over the Yanks. That for the Diamondbacks, taking on the Yankees and Derek Jeter, who, of course, hit the game-winning home run in Game 4. It's all knotted at 3 apiece. Game 7 tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Fox. Back to Ray and Jeff, and of course, that follows football.
Can't wait for it, JB. It's going to be exciting. You see the officials huddled up. A late flag came out on the last play, and they're trying to determine what it's all about. Who's it going to be against?
Well, the flag came out after the ball was incomplete. Schlesinger got hit by Ahmed Plummer. And it was after Schlesinger had already dropped the ball. Here's Schlesinger at the fullback spot. He's going to get out into the flat. Now watch what happens when Charlie Batch throws him the ball. Schlesinger drops it. Ahmed Plummer right there still hits him.
I hope that's not what they're talking about. That's just football.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. San Francisco. Contact with the helmet on a defenseless player. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Wow. You don't see that one called very often.
I disagree with that because Schlesinger's head was down because
he's looking for the ball.
He dropped the ball. Plummer cannot control exactly what Schlesinger does. And Plummer doesn't go in with the intention of trying to hit him in the head.
No. He didn't hit him in the head. He hit him in the shoulder with his head.
Went right across the body.
That's a horrible call.
That's how I've been taught to make tackles since I was playing Little League.
That's how you play football.
And the fans do not like it.
No, they don't. Batch trying to capitalize. Throws it up to Morton. Incomplete. Webster over there. And a little contact, but no flag. Now they want to let him play.
Here's Johnny Morton matched up against Jason Webster, who a lot of people think is the 49ers' second best cornerback. Ahmed Plummer is the one who gets the majority of the respect from opposing coaches, including Mike Martz of the St. Louis Rams.
Second and 10. And Schlesinger picks up 5 as the crowd has picked up its intensity over this call against Ahmed Plummer. Take another look.
I'm all for protecting players as much as you can, but you gotta let them play football. And that, in my book, is not a penalty.
No, that's football. Third down. Blitz. Batch has to throw it out. Can't get it to Morton. Great pressure from the 49ers.
And it came from the two safeties. Zach Bronson and Lance Schulters come right up the middle. There's Schulters coming off the left side, as well as Bronson. Do a good job getting pressure. They actually came from the outside.
Batch just didn't have time to get it off, and so now Jason Hansen on to attempt a 45-yard field goal. He missed earlier from 43. He's got one good from 39. And Hansen puts this one right down the middle, and it's good. And the Detroit Lions close the gap to 1. It's San Francisco 14. The Lions 13. .6:43 left in the third. It's a one-point ball game as the Lions scoring drive, 8 plays, 36 yards. Hansen's 45-yard field goal, but the big play, the 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty that actually got the Lions into field goal range, and that was against Ahmed Plummer. And we're going to take some more looks at that down the road here. That was a very controversial call in my mind. As Vinny Sutherland is back to receive the Hansen kickoff. Give Hansen some credit. He kicked that last kick, that field goal, into the wind. This one wasn't very good, but it was effective. And Sutherland has to cover it up. No chance for a return. He's at the 29, and Garcia and company come out to try and answer. It's 14-13 Niners. That last Lions drive. Let's take another look at his hit.
Watch Schlesinger drop his head after he drops the ball. How can Ahmed Plummer be responsible for where the head is when his approach to make the tackle is? And Hansen kicks a great kick because that was into a strong win.
45-yarder into a strong win. Niners trying to respond, and good play fake by Garcia. Now he throws it, and it's caught down there by Owens. Excuse me, Stokes with the catch. But let's go one more time on his hit. And watch the head.
Watch the slow-mo here. Watch Schlesinger. His head's up. He drops the ball. Right there, his head's up. Plummer's fine in his approach, and watch him. He drops his head when Plummer's approaching. How in the world can you throw a penalty on a guy when your opponent drops his head at the last second? Bad call.
2nd and 3. Wind picking up here as Barlow takes it outside. He finds room, and Kevin Barlow shows some strength on an 11-yard pickup.
And one thing we were impressed about with Kevin Barlow is just the size of his lower body. He is a big man from the waist down. 240-pound running back out of Pittsburgh.
Now the leading rusher in the ball game too, with 4 carries, 37 yards.
He's not as big as a Jamal Anderson, but he is put together from the waist down.
Barlow gets a few yards. It reminds me of that old quote that John Madden once said, that from the waist down, he's got the biggest legs I've ever seen.
And, you know, they're really, this year, they've been depending on their running game in this offense because it does one thing. You know, we were talking to Marty Morningweg about what's so hard about stopping this offense. He says, you know, you can talk Terrell Owens and the passing game. He says, you know, but the running game is what makes it tough to spot. And you've got to pick your spots with your safety play. In other words, trying to get them up to stop the run or to stop Terrell Owens.
Niners number 2 in the NFL in the run game. Here goes Garcia out of the pocket. And he throws it, and this is intercepted. Lions football. Todd Light got him back. See Garcia shaking his head. His 6th interception on the year, and the Lions trail by 1. They got the ball.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. By Cadillac, the fusion of design and technology. By Pizza Hut, where every week this fall you can get one of our pizzas for an unbelievable low price. And by Shallow Hal, a new comedy from the Farrelly Brothers starring Gwyneth Paltrow and Jack Black, Friday.
The Marty Morningweg on the right. You see Garcia on the left. And I tell you, that was a close one as far as whether or not he got his foot in, and we're going to see a challenge. I mean, we saw it going to break. The question is whether or not Todd Light was able to dot the I, get that foot down, and Steve Mariucci during the break consulted with Ed Hockley, and now he's going to challenge it.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field, but the ball was intercepted, and the interceptor had 2 feet inbounds.
Take a look at it.
And Todd Light's in coverage against Ty Streets. What I want you to focus in on, of course, is Todd Light's feet. His left foot, once he makes the play, once he gets control of the ball, is in the ground right there, and he does a great job of dragging that right foot, that right toe. That's an interception. From a different angle.
Think he dots the I here, huh?
Absolutely. The left foot is off the ground, it comes down, and you can see is when he drags that right foot, it's actually bouncing because it's dragging. That's a great play. Again, just watch. I'll watch his right foot. His left foot becomes down right there, inbounds, and look at the right foot actually dragging. It's kind of bouncing because it's dragging. Great play.
I think you're absolutely right. When you see it from that angle, that the foot was dragging along the ground. That's an excellent play from Todd Light, and if it does stand, the Lions will be up 2-0 as far as the turnover margin today. They come in last in the NFL, a -10 clip. And here they are up to nothing in that regard, and they're in this ball game trailing by 1, and they may get the football here on this turnover.
We talked about the keys to success for Detroit today being a dangerous 0-6 team. You never want to play a team that does not have a win. You never want to play them. You just get so nervous because you never know what you're going to see. And the Lions so far have not shown this year any signs of giving up. They're fighting hard in the last 3 games. None of those games have been determined by more than 5 points. So they've been in the last 3 ball games.
Here's Ed Hockley.
The Detroit player had both feet in bounds when he caught the ball. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's an interception, first down. San Francisco is charged with their first timeout.
Second pick of the year for Todd Light. Let's blow the feet up and take a real good look at it.
The wonders of technology. There it is, bouncing. Very nice look.
No doubt about it. Nice work, guys. 1st and 10, Detroit. Batch on the run. And he just has to throw it away. Good pressure from Schlecht for the 49ers. You see that turnover margin I was talking about, and that's been really the biggest reason in my mind why Detroit is winless. Inability to win the turnover margin.
Absolutely. There's no single most determining factor more than turnovers when it comes to wins and losses. Now, I'm surprised that we haven't seen the backup quarterback McMahon in, because it is the 3rd quarter. And Marty talked about getting him in the 2nd and 3rd when he does finally play.
Vermont Warren on the toss. Warren cuts back. Runs into a host of 49er tacklers. The World Series Game 7 coming up tonight next here on Fox. We got a good one here in San Francisco. The Lions took an early 10-0 lead. The Niners fought back, scored on their final possession of the first half to make it 10-7. San Francisco with a nice drive here in the 3rd to take the lead. Detroit comes back with a field goal. 14-13. Niners were driving, and Todd Light got the interception. Detroit now stands here at 3rd and 7. Batch in trouble, dumps it to Schlesinger. He is hit immediately by Peterson. And the Lions are going to have to punt this one away.
And good pressure by the 49er defense. As you'll see, when Charlie Batch drops back in the pocket, the 49ers are sending a blitz. Schulter's coming in. And a great job by Julian Peterson of making an excellent tackle. Look at Schulter's coming in there. He was coming in wide open.
Smith was coming in there along with O'Keefer, and they all met at the quarterback. Don Jett on the punt. Line drive into the wind. And it bounces off of Sutherland's shoulder pads. Fortunately for the 49ers, out of bounds.
Marty Morningwig said this week they haven't been able to lean on the defense. Well, today they have. They have. Those 2 interceptions were big for the Lions team, because their offense in reality hasn't been all that productive. They haven't been able to run the football. The turnovers have helped dramatically.
The 49ers will have the ball backed up. They have the lead by 1. Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with America's #1 pregame show as JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris get you ready for kickoff. Then Chris Winkie and the Panthers try to stop Kurt Warner and the high-powered Rams offense. Then Ricky Williams and the Saints battle Jeff Garcia and these 49ers in an NFC West showdown. Or you'll see other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on Fox. And the Niners go back to work on offense. The last series ended up in a Garcia interception. They go 1st and 10 from their own 12. Garcia, 3-step. Drops it underneath, complete to Owens.
The interesting thing about the 49ers this year so far, when they've been trailing out the half, they're undefeated, and they were trailing out the half here in this ball game. When we talked to Jeff Garcia about last week, Terrell Owens' comments and everything, he said, you know, a lot of times when we've had the lead this year, we slow our offense down and it can take that edge off. Well, they are not having to worry about that today because this is a tight ball game.
On 2nd and 6. Hurst with a host of blockers. Garrison Hurst pops through for the first down. There's a flag down at the end of the play. Might have been a face mask, and indeed it was.
Face mask, defense number 23. It's a 5-yard penalty only. The play results in a first down.
Terry Fair back in the game after being banged up earlier. Got his hand on the face mask of Garrison Hurst.
And Ray Brown said going in, we want to get some outside runs over there to Derek Deese's side to make them big tackles run a lot. Well, they do it on this play, and Terry Fair ends up getting an incidental face mask. And I'm surprised at that call.
That's as incidental can get. Garcia down the sideline. He hooks up with Owens. Owens catches another one over the top of Todd Light.
And it happens again. Pure speed. Todd Light does not get his hips turned and running in time. And Terrell Owens he's got too much speed, and he gets the separation needed for Garcia to give him the ball. That's what makes Terrell Owens so dangerous. Not only is he 6'3", about 223 pounds, but he is fast.
Owens goes in motion. And Hurst tries the left side, and he'll push his way for a couple yards, runs over Kurt Schultz. But Terrell Owens has been one of the top receivers in this league. And his statistics show it. Here it is right here. And this is Terrell's his choice. We tried to pull teeth to get these names out of him, but here's Terrell's top 5. And he, of course, put himself right in there immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we got another 4 names out of him.
And rightfully so.
Rightfully so, I believe you. I mean, incredible. Today, 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown, and we got a quarter left to go. We have movement early on the 49ers.
Before the ball was snapped, ball start. San Francisco, number 81. 5-yard penalty, and it's still 2nd down.
And Owens a little impatient, trying to get going, and that's one of the things that we've talked about with him. What kind of advice did Jerry Rice give you? Well, be patient.
Be patient. He said that's one of his big problems. He gets a little anxious. But you know, you talk about that long play to Terrell Owens. Where was the safety at? See, that's what when you were talking to Marty about, you've got to pick your spots. Well, he picked a spot to stop the run and brought the safety up. Well, Todd Light had no help.
Garcia wobbles it out to Owens again, and Owens makes the catch. Another first down for the 49ers on the final play here in the 3rd quarter. They gain 13, and San Francisco is driving. They lead 14-13 over Detroit. Fox NFL Sunday from San Francisco will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by America Online.
Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens have taken over the ball game here in this most recent drive with the 49ers. Owens with the big 41-yard catch up the sidelines, and Garcia catches him on that last one. And you mentioned to me during the break about the size of Owens. It's almost not fair.
Well, you know, the 2 big plays that he caught earlier in the ball game, it was just pure speed. While the last play that he caught, it was just he had everybody overmatched just with his size.
Jeff Garcia in this half, 8 for 11 for 117 yards. And a touchdown. 1st and 10 Niners on the Lions 13. Hurst takes it outside. And Jeff, the San Francisco 49ers have awoken here in this third quarter. They're taking it to the lines up front right now.
Yeah, they are, and then that's the one thing that offensive line, having them back again, just that whole lineup from last year is back in again. They're good. I mean, offensively up front, you know, and being able to have a balance makes Terrell Owens that much better. And I think at times Terrell doesn't understand that.
You saw the numbers on the current drive for the 49ers. 7th play coming up. Blitz comes from the Lions. Garcia gets out on the perimeter and throws this one away. A nice decision as Ty Streets was well covered in the corner of the end zone by Todd Light.
And the Lions, if they're going to have a chance here, they need to hold San Francisco to a field goal. He just didn't really have anybody wide open. Smart decision to throw it away. But the Lions are down by 1 point. They need to hold the 49ers to a field goal right here, and it's 3rd and 4.
See Garcia's numbers first half, second half as he goes 3rd and 4. Inside the Lions 10. Garcia zips it to the corner. Touchdown! His second of the day. Owens now with 8 touchdown receptions, came into the game leading the lead with 6. And barring knowing what happened around the league today, you got to think he's still got a share of that lead.
Absolutely. And, you know, Kurt Schultz said going in, we're going to try and hit Terrell Owens in the mouth and make him frustrated and rattle. I don't think they put a good shot on him yet today.
Cortez adds the extra point. And the 49ers, and Owens goes back under the hood. He's got 2 touchdowns here in the second half. His Niners are up 21-13.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Taco Bell's new Chicken Quesadilla, by DirecTV, the #1 satellite entertainment provider, by Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper. And by UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere.
You see here Terrell Owens under the hood. That's his favorite spot. Score a touchdown and go hide there on the bench, and that's what he's been doing here in the second half. As Cortez kicks it short. And this is caught by Schlesinger, the fullback, and the high kick allowed the 49er coverage to come down, and they stopped Detroit at the 33. And there is Terrell Owens, an 8-play, 87-yard scoring drive. And let's go back and take a look at this catch. Owens working on Terry Fair.
Yeah, and Jeff Garcia said if we've got an opportunity to work against Terry Fair, we're going to try and take advantage of it because we feel we can do some things against Terry Fair. And they certainly did on that play. Terrell Owens does a nice job of using his body to get that little bit of legal separation.
The Lions go back to Mike McMahon at quarterback. Jeff, you called for him. There he is, number 8. And he is sacked at Stubblefield. Third sack of the day, second on the year for Dana Stubblefield.
Not only Ray is Mike McMahon in the ballgame, but so is the rookie center Dominic Raiola. And guess who comes right inside on Dominic Raiola? It's Dana Stubblefield. They said he has been huge to have in their locker room with such a young defense. They say he has become that vocal leader, but also a good football player to put alongside Bryant Young.
Second and 19 after the sack. McMahon, he throws it up the field, up the corner, looking for Drones, and Drones didn't even know the ball was coming. And it was good coverage there by Webster, but Drones wasn't even looking for the football.
No, I don't even think he realized until the last second that the ball was intended for him. He actually stops running his route. Watch him. He's running up the sideline. He's not even looking back, and when he finally does, he's going, oh, the ball's coming my way. That's what happens when you get to the third team in your depth chart. James Stewart is out at home with an ankle. Lamont Warren is dinged up with the ribs, and you put the second-year third team back in. That's what you get a lot of times.
Third and 19. Empty backfield for Detroit. McMahon is sacked again the second time in 3 plays. It's Stubby. And Julian Peterson is going to get credit for that, but it was a jailbreak. 49ers' entire defensive line met at the quarterback.
I want you to watch Julian Peterson coming in on McMahon's right side, unblocked, him and Stubblefield. Simple got beat by Stubblefield. We've got to wonder if there's some confusion with the rookie center in there, Dominic Raiola. Not to mention a rookie quarterback.
Jet hits a beautiful punt that sends Sutherland back inside his 25, and Sutherland gets it up there to the 34-yard line where Aldridge makes the tackle, but Dana Stubblefield makes a couple of plays as the Niner defense holds. They're up by 8 over Detroit. 9-year man out of Kansas, Dana Stubblefield, back here with the 49ers.
And watch him on the pass rush going against Tony Semple. It doesn't allow McMahon, the quarterback, to step up in the pocket so Julian Peterson can get him. You know, Dana Stubblefield has really revived his career. He spent 3 years with the Washington Redskins and really struggled somewhat. Performance probably wasn't all there. As Steve Mariucci said, he said, you know, Dana has really kind of revived his career now that he's back in San Francisco. And he said a big part of that has to do with Dana's wife, Kim, being back into her home state and her home area. And that, as you know, Ray, and I know, when the wife's happy.
Hey, that's a beautiful world, man, and nothing like a happy home.
That's exactly right.
Right now, let's go to Los Angeles. Here's JB.
Fellas, baseball following football tonight. The two probable Cy Young Award winners from their respective leagues going at it. Schilling and Clemens on the mound tonight in Game 7 of the World Series right here on Fox. And again, that's following football. Back to Ray and Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Can't wait. There's nothing like a Game 7. I don't care what it is. You know, tiddlywinks between neighbors. Game 7 is something special.
I've got to be on a plane at 10. I hope it's going to be determined one way or the other early.
First and 10. And it's Barlow. And he gets 5 yards. And Terrell Owens has been outstanding today. You know, he shot his mouth off a little bit after that play last week.
A little bit.
Well, all right, a lot. But he's answered. I mean, look at him today, the things he's done. The touchdown catch there over Todd Light. He puts out Todd Light again on that one, and then the big up-the-ladder catch. And now here's the most recent touchdown. He's got 2 touchdowns on the day. It's incredible. 8 catches, 121 yards. He's one talented receiver. They fake the reverse to Owens, and Hurst gets up to midfield. Garrison Hurst is starting to have a nice day. 15 carries, 69 yards for Hurst.
Garrison Hurst gets a little bit of a crease because watch this motion right here. They bite on the Terrell Owens reverse fake. It's a play that started showing up 2 years ago with the Indianapolis Colts, and a lot of people have incorporated it into their offense.
The 49ers have pretty much dominated this football game since late in the second quarter. And here they are on the drive again, and it goes to Barlow. He cuts back. And the ground game is heating up for the 49ers. Getting close to their average now. Right around 120 yards on the ground. Back to 122 as Steve Mariucci. Things are going his way down there right now.
Well, they are, and you know, he was obviously upset this week about Terrell's statements, but you know, I think the one thing that Steve understands and the players all understand is that he is a great player. Now, if he was not such a great player, he would have been gone, long gone.
You don't put up with that stuff.
No.
Play action. Garcia whips it out. This one complete to Stokes. Stokes falls forward close to the first down. 4th catch of the day for J.J. Stokes. Terry Fair makes a tackle. Let's take a look at Terrell Owens, and here's how he was warming up here earlier today, and this is him prior to the ball game today.
As you can see, he's a big wide receiver. Big wide receiver. Very muscular, very strong, very fast.
226 pounds. That's a lot of wide receiver. Put on that 6'3" frame. Owens in motion. Keep it on the ground with Barlow. Barlow makes a nice cutback, avoids Kursky, and The domination can be best shown by total yards here on the afternoon. 49ers up against the Lions, and you see the total here, 380 to 111 with 10 minutes left to go.
And you know, Jeff Garcia made some comments about Terrell's statements in reference to not being as aggressive in the second half of the Chicago game. And Jeff Garcia agreed somewhat in that sometimes when you try and slow down everything, it can take the edge off.
Garcia scrambles, and he gets hit, fumbles the football, and it's going to be Lions football. They're going to force their third turnover of the day, and they do. It looks like Sean Rogers is on the football.
And when you stay aggressive,
or was it Hall?
And when you stay aggressive, things like this can happen. Fumbles, interceptions. This was a 2nd and about 6, and they decided to throw the ball. Garcia scrambles up into the pocket and takes a shot from Barrett Green, the linebacker, right there into the arm.
Garcia took a shot and can't believe he did it. And down on the field is Sean Rogers. It was James Hall who recovered the fumble, but Rogers, with the bodies flying around, the big man took a hit.
We tried to get him to say what his accurate weight was, but he was a little secretive on that. He's a big man, and he's had problems, you know, coming out of college with that right ankle. You know, that was why his stock fell so much in draft, and looks almost like he's limping on that right leg. That's the hit by Barrett Green, and then this is Rogers up over the top.
Yeah, Rogers
Garcia
described himself as a healthy 300. Very healthy as Charlie Batch back into the game, hits Morton between the numbers, and it's broken up by Webster.
And this is the situation that you do not want to have Charlie Batch in, where you're down by 8 points in the 4th quarter and putting it all on him. Now, we said at the beginning the onus was on him to win this football game with performance throughout the game. When you're talking in the 4th quarter with 9.5 minutes left, down by 8, that's a lot to ask of Charlie Batch.
2nd and 10. Foster goes in motion. Batch. Pump fake, throws it up along the sidelines, and Morton can't hang on. Nice play by Ahmed Plummer.
The 49ers feel that they have 2 cornerbacks for a long period of time. They call them the cornerstones. The last play was made by Jason Webster, and this one was made by Ahmed Plummer. Nice play of getting his hands up into the middle of Johnny Morton and knocking the ball out.
Brings up a huge 3rd down for Charlie Batch, who was hit on one of his last 5 for 0 yards. Blitz comes. And the flags are out. Jeff Backus got an early start. We'll see who they call it on.
Full start. Detroit. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Backus saw Hurd sneaking up there for a blitz, and he got out a little early.
Yeah, and here's Ronnie Hurd creeping up, and that's exactly what Backus is looking at.
You know what? I disagree with that call a little bit. I think the Niners precipitated the whole thing. What do I know?
Brings up the long yardage 3rd down.
3rd and 15. The Lions, the worst team in the league on converting long 3rd downs. And Batch zips it in, and it's knocked away. Tried to hit Morton, and I believe Johnny Morton should have caught that one.
And Charlie Batch had a chance because the guys up front did a nice job of protecting against the 4-man rush, even with the stunt between Stubblefield and Engelberger. And the ball, like you said, Ray, is actually right into the middle of Johnny Morton's chest. I agree. That ball should have been caught.
Johnny Morton slow to get up over on the sideline. A little medical attention. Paid the price for the drop as John Jett gets this one away. A line drive kick. Sutherland from his own 20 makes the first man miss and the second man, third man, and he finally gets down after a nice 10-yard return after a 53-yard punt. And Jeff Garcia will take the field. 9:03 left. Niners up by 8. Coming up next, it's Game 7 of the World Series presented by Budweiser. It's a classic confrontation as the Yankees try to win their 4th straight title and send the legendary Roger Clemens to the mound. The Diamondbacks will counter with Curt Schilling. He's undefeated this postseason. It's Game 7 of the World Series next, right here on Fox. It doesn't get any better than that. Garcia checks the play at the line. And he goes to the air, down the field, flag comes out. They throw the ball right at Terrell Owens. And this is the point in the game where you wonder, what are you going to do offensively? 9 minutes left. You're up by 8. And this is where Owens has accused the team of shutting it down this past week. They come out and they throw the ball right to him.
Like I said before, Jeff Garcia said, you know, at 8 minutes we were running our 4-minute offense. In other words, to kill the clock, to burn as much clock as we can.
Pass interference, Detroit, number 24. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul, first down.
Penalty on Todd Light.
And they're at the exact point in this ball game, as you'll see. Todd Light is covering Terrell Owens.
that's you know what that's called? You're not going to beat me again.
That's a mugging.
Indeed. That's roughing up the suspect right there. Garrison Hurst off the right side into Lions territory.
And I think that we were talking about Garcia at last week's game against the Bears, felt that they were running their 4-minute offense with 8 minutes to go. Well, you're at about 8.5 minutes now, and they're slowing the pace down somewhat. But you've got to do that as an offense. You've got to limit your opponent's opportunities. But Garcia said, though, that when you do that, sometimes it can take the edge off.
And that's the fine line that you risk. Garcia on the slant, hits Stokes. Stokes down to the Lions' 30-yard line. He's working on Todd Light. Light has had a tough day.
Well, and we've had 3 plays so far, 2 passes and 1 run. So they are staying aggressive. And J.J. Stokes does an excellent job of catching the ball when it was on his back hip.
Caught the Lions in a man-to-man defense, and
look at this.
Stokes was able to clear underneath in the time of possession. Everything is heavily leaning, the yards, the possession, everything into the favor of the 49ers, but they only lead by 8 points here with 7:39 to go. Garrison Hurst struggles holding on to the football, but he does so. But that's the thing about putting a team away. You look at the stats and the time of possession and all these things, Jeff, but the Lions are 1 touchdown to 2-point conversion from tying the thing up. Well, you got to put them away. You got to score points.
Well, and I think that the reason it's so slanted with statistically with yards and time of possession, but it's not on the scoreboard, has been the costly turnovers that have happened in this ball game.
Charlie Batch waiting on the sideline for his chance to come in and do something. It's up to the Lions defense to put the stops to this 49er offense. They've looked very good in this drive. 2nd and 9. Garcia chased out of the pocket by Pritchett. Garcia sticks it in to J.J. Stokes, and that's complete, but it's short of the first down. It'll bring up a big 3rd down for the 49er offense.
And Garcia, when he's had to get out of the pocket, which has pretty much been decisions on his own, he has been doing it fairly effectively. He really hasn't shown a whole lot of signs of being gimpy. No. And it was not a mild sprain of the knee. It was not one of the worst sprains, but it was certainly not mild.
Well, if you go 3 degrees, he's right in the middle there.
It says a lot about his courage and his toughness.
3rd and 4. Owens in motion. He runs underneath, and they throw it to him. Terrell Owens complete. Football came out late. Recovered by the Lions, but they're going to say he was down by contact. 1st down, 49ers.
What a play by Terrell Owens in reaching the ball out for the first down strike.
First down.
That was the same play he juggled last week in overtime to give up the football.
Coming across the middle into this area. That's the exact same look as last week in overtime at Chicago. And he makes it this time. But look at him stretch the ball out there.
That's dangerous, but he was called down by contact, so the 49ers retain possession. 1st and 10, 9 catches on the day for Owens. Now they go to the ground with Hurst, and he is nowhere to go. He's bottled up in the backfield. A good play by Barrett Green. You see the clock winding down, near to 5 minutes left in the ball game, and the 49ers would desperately like to have points on this drive to keep Detroit over a barrel as far as making their comeback.
Yeah, and they can't be happy as far as where the ball is at right now to get a field goal. Jose Cortez doesn't have exactly the strongest leg in the world, and this would be from here about 40 yards into a strong win. So they've got to get some yardage.
2nd and 11. Owens in motion. Fake reverse. Hurst stopped for 3 yards up the middle. San Francisco 49ers 4-2, trying to keep pace here in the NFC West. You see what a win would do for them. Keep them up there with the New Orleans Saints and the St. Louis Rams, and keep them in contention as they go forward.
And, you know, this may be one of the dramatic turnaround divisions from one year to the next. You know, all of a sudden this division now is highly competitive because all 3 teams, the Rams, the Saints, and the 49ers, are all in a lot of people's top 10 teams in the league.
And I think Atlanta's vastly improved as well. Garcia nowhere to go. Now he's going to run out of it, and he's going to be stopped by Porsche, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 5 for San Francisco. There is a flag down in the defensive backfield.
And J.J. Stokes is clapping.
Holding against Detroit. That's an automatic 1st down. Another mistake by the Lions. Well, you saw Vince Tobin down there just livid. The Lions defensive coordinator.
Holding. Detroit, number 32. The 5-yard penalty enforced from the end of the run and an automatic 1st down.
It's usually pretty easy to tell holding when the jersey gets about pulled off your back. And watch Bryant Westbrook as J.J. Stokes tries to make a turn to the middle. Right there. Look.
It's hard to get away with that one.
He was trying to pull the 3 off of the back of the jersey.
So Westbrook with the penalty. His first action of the year. It gives the 49ers a 1st down and 10 from the 11. They go to the ground with Garrison Hurst, and Hurst puts it up inside the 5-yard line. Garrison Hurst, 19 carries, 79 yards.
Boy, did Garrison Hurst put it into high gear when he saw that little crease. And look at the great block by Eric Johnson, the rookie tight end from, guess where? Yale.
Oh, that's a football factory.
That's right. Turn them out every year. About 4 or 5. Out of the highly scouted Ivy League.
Well, Johnson's had a great day. 4 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown, and he's blocking very well. 2nd and 4, back to the ground. Hurst with a couple over the right side. And I tell you, the one thing this drive is doing for the 49ers is eating up time as well. This drive over 6 minutes and counting right now.
Yeah, they started out with about 9 minutes, and now the clock's going to be reaching about 2.5.
This is the kind of drive that you want when you're leading by 8. It's the 4th quarter. You want to control not only the football, but you want to come up with points. This is what you call the put them away drive. '49ers use up the timeout. That's their 2nd timeout here in the 2nd half. They're knocking on the door. San Francisco up 21-13. You see the goalpost shaking in the south end of the stadium here. That's where the 49ers are knocking on the door. This will be the 11th play of this drive. You see they lead the NFL in 10-play drives. They have 17 total now. Here's the 11th play coming up, 3rd down and 1 from the Lions 2. Garrison Hurst is stopped short of the goal line, close to the 1st down marker. Depends on where they spot the football.
And this is going to be close.
4th down, you see the referee's fist up in the air. That means 4th down. So we hit the 2-minute warning with the Niners up 21-13. They're driving on the Lions.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Saturn, now with 2 distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series.
And the wind has really picked up here late in the afternoon in the Bay Area, and you see Jose Cortez. You see him over there warming up. Now he's got what amounts to an extra point, but he's kicking it from that left hash, and he's kind of been pulling the ball a little bit. This is no gimme. This is no easy shot for Mariucci's kicker.
No, it's not. Even with a short kick, if he misses it a little bit, the wind's going to exaggerate the movement of the ball. So just a slight bit off, and he could miss.
Well, he hasn't missed this year on extra points. He is a perfect 18 for 18. This is an extra point basically, but he is kicking it from a hash, from the left hash.
And he's got to hit a moving target. That whole goalpost is actually shaking from side to side.
And officially, it's a 19-yard field goal attempt for Jose Cortez. And this is a huge field goal because now Detroit's going to have to score twice if Cortez makes it. And it's blocked. And Cortez is back on it, but the Lions have life. The Niners still can't put somebody away.
And once again, Sean Rogers came out of the pile celebrating. He had a block earlier today.
And he had another one right there.
And he got some push up in the middle. I mean, these are all the guys right there. Kolakowski is pushing up into the middle. The defensive lineman.
That's Sean Rogers on the right side that got the big hand up and knocked it down again. That's 2 for him today.
Now you've got 1 minute and 56 seconds left. You've got the wind at your back. You need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it up.
And the Lions have 3 timeouts to make this drive. Here they go. Batch throws it outside, complete to Larry Foster, and they move the chains. And the Lion defense has done the job today. You know, they said they had to lean on them early, and they've leaned on them today, and they've done an excellent job.
The defense has done their job and given the offense more opportunities, and the offense has done absolutely nothing with the opportunities.
Well, the Lions with just 121 total yards on offense. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Batch goes again. This one's complete. It's 2 in a row. Batch to Bert Emanuel. And he takes a timeout with 1:43 to go. That's Detroit's first timeout. They've got 2 left. Mariucci trying to hold it together over there, and Marty Mornhinweg visiting with his quarterback, trying to cook up some last-minute heroics. And this is the last 3 games, now the 4th game in a row where the Lions have been in this thing at the very end. The difference here seems to be that they're behind and they're coming to make the drive as opposed to trying to stop it.
And the 49ers have to be able to get after Charlie Batch with all the offensive line changes that the Detroit Lions have had and given up a total of 28 sacks on the year. The guys up front, Bryant Young, Dana Stubblefield, first-round draft pick Andre Carter, as well as Engelberger, the left end, need to get some pressure on Charlie Batch if they're going to be successful.
Foster goes in motion. The blitz comes. Batch with time. Throws it out to the outside. Intercepted. What a play by Webster, but there's a flag down. Trying to hit Johnny Morton, Webster ran over top of him and got the football. He may have committed a penalty in the process. Interference. And the 49er crowd and staff didn't like that call.
And Jason Webster was the
Pass
cover.
interference. Number 26, San Francisco. It was a cutoff. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
That would be number 36, Mr. Hockley.
And this is the matchup with the blitz. You've got matched up man-to-man, bump and run. And Jason Webster right here with that shoulder, with that little push, is what the official felt was defensive pass interference.
I have to agree with him. I think that's a good call. 1st and 10. Niners showing blitz again, and Batch changes the play. Charlie Batch dumps it outside to Lamont Warren. Warren gets it out of bounds. Good coverage in the secondary. Batch just had to dump it down.
And Lamont Warren did the smart thing instead of trying to make something happen, getting out of bounds. And the coverage was good, and Charlie Batch got rid of that ball just in time.
This was a cover two, where the corners just kind of sat down in the flats there, had 2 safeties over the top deep. Just gets it away, and he's hit as he throws, and it's an incomplete pass. Andre Carter with that pressure.
And that really is the first time that Andre Carter has been able to beat fellow first-round draft pick Jeff Backus. And Jeff Backus struggled last week against Cincinnati Bengal Johnston Smith. Here's the matchup. Backus against Andre Carter, the battle of the number ones. And Andre Carter just beats him clean.
So it's 3rd and 11 for the Lions. The crowd chanting defense. Batch goes for it all up the corner. Dropped by Foster. He had it.
And they actually had a chance, but Lance Schulters closed the gap at the last second. And Larry Foster right between his arms. You talk about the Detroit Lions are missing Jermaine Crowell, Herman Moore. I mean, having those guys, well, wouldn't you like to have them in that position?
All right, the Lions are going to use their second timeout here to talk things over. A 4th and 11, as the ball game may have just slipped through the hands of Larry Foster. The 49ers with a 21-13 lead. It started out early. It was all Lions.
Well, and if you recap this ball game, the interception by Bailey gave them the early lead. We talked also at the beginning of the game about miscues and eliminating them. And the Detroit Lions did that somewhat offensively, but they could not stop the passing game, especially to Terrell Owens, as well as Eric Johnson. And the blocked field goal is a huge play in this game because it's given the Lions a chance to tie it up and send it into overtime.
You see the game summary, and the 49ers just overwhelmingly beating the Lions in total yardage and time of possession and all those things, but yet Detroit still with a chance.
And the reason they're in this, even with the disparity in totals, they have not turned the ball over.
4th and 11. Here we go. Batch with time, throws across the body, incomplete, and no flag on the play. Rashad Holman with the coverage on Foster.
And they are fortunate. This is Johnny Morton right here, and he was trying to find him in the coverage by Rashad Holman.
I don't know why Morton slowed down his route. He should have kept going.
Well, and I think Charlie Batch, as well as Johnny Morton and a lot of the Detroit Lions players were expecting a flag on that play, as well as the Lions sideline. But I tell you what, The 49ers are fortunate right there because they had an all-out blitz and man coverage with one safety deep. If they completed that ball in stride of Johnny Morton, he might have been in the end zone.
And Garcia takes a knee. The Lions have just one timeout left. And today's game is being produced by Raymond V. Smaltz III, directed by Andy Kendall. The associate director is Derek Manning. The broadcast associate, Phil Mason. The technical director is Marvin Kale. The pregame show is produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The senior producer is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorn and David Hill. And a special thanks to the stat man, Rudy Claveter. The 49ers hang on here. They go to 5-2, trying to keep pace in their division. And it's time to shake the hands, and Detroit had a chance. It slipped right through their fingers yet again, and the 49ers hang on, and they win this ball game today 21-13. Steve Mariucci over the student Marty Morningweg, and I'm sure they'll have many more battles to come. And we'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up here from San Francisco with the final score: the 49ers 21, the Lions 13.
Well, my old club, the San Francisco 49ers, let the apathetic Detroit Lions hang around for a while in the first half, but Garcia and company do the job in the end. Big-time offensive performance from him. Well, let's take a look at some scores in this week 8 of what's happening in the National Football League. It was entertaining. Baltimore and Pittsburgh, 13-10 is your final there. Sharp 13-yard TD reception. Stewart looked very comfortable. 236 yards passing in that defensive struggle. Jacksonville and Tennessee, even when they're struggling, Tennessee is a tough out at their place. Steve McNair looked awful comfortable today. 241 yards passing, had a couple of TDs passing, and had a pair on the ground as well. Indianapolis and Buffalo, Dominic Rhodes over 100 yards, doing a nice job instead of Edgerrin James, who's still out nursing an injury. Carolina and Miami, a bad mix here. Chris Winkie, a rookie quarterback, versus the league's a pair of best tandem cover guys in Patrick Surtain and Sam Madison. Surtain had a 29-yard touchdown return after an interception. Tampa Bay and Green Bay, Ahman Green, boy, he was on fire today. Over 100 yards rushing for him, including a 63-yard touchdown effort. Allen Ross and a 55-yard punt return for a touchdown gave Green Bay the go-ahead in that one. Green Bay has won and has been able to keep Tampa Bay at bay since 1989 at Lambeau Field. Dallas and Giants in an overtime session here. G-men needed an overtime session to get it done, and they let him hang around, did the G-men. Dallas for a little bit longer, but the three-point decision comes up big for them. New England and Atlanta, Tom Brady recovering from his 4-interception performance last week against Denver. Falcons fall for the third time in 4 games. Trent Dilfer has come in and thrown a touchdown